Here we go. It's a Hump Day Happy Chat day. And so here we go. Hello, Facebook. Hello, YouTube. Hello, all you happiness seekers out there. Join me. Thank you for coming. I am definitely a happiness seeker, but I'm a happiness liver. So, not my liver, but I live it. That's pretty funny. Or live her. Live, new word, Her. Wow, we're off to a good start already. Welcome, welcome, welcome. My name is Valerie Shepard. This is my Wednesday Hump Day Happy Chat, where I give you some practical, actionable tools to do my favorite thing, which is called self-mastery. Master yourself in your life so that you can exquisitely manage whatever your life brings your way. And your life is bringing things your way, and they're all for you. They're all for you. That's a whole different conversation. But here at the Hartley Center for Mindfulness and Self-Mastery, we're really into this conversation around why is this happening and what do I do to change it? So the whole idea is to know you, how you respond to things like fear, how you respond to things like people withholding things from you or the appearance of that, how you respond to the idea that somebody's leaving you, the idea that whatever you notice in the world happening is actually being done to you personally, how we take things personally. I think we covered that in a different Hump Day Happy Chat. But so self-mastery is, how am I doing my life? How do I do it? You'd be amazed at how often I work with clients or my students, and they'll be telling me a situation, and sometimes I interrupt because I'm wanting to break the pattern of getting into the dynamic of that situation. So break the pattern, which is something we're going to talk about today. Break the pattern, and then point out some things that I'm feeling or noticing that they are completely unaware of, whether it's they're talking about something incredibly sad or hurtful and they're smiling. That everybody else in the room when they're talking is, not everybody, but so let's say several people in the room are tearing up, and this person is not willing to allow himself to feel that level of upset, not willing to allow himself to be in that space of vulnerability and sadness. And so self-awareness, really noticing, not so that we can beat ourselves up, not so that we can say we're doing it wrong, not so that we can somehow diminish ourselves for not living up to an expectation. That's not what it's about. It's about, if I don't know that that's how I do life, how can I make my life better? How can I support myself to be my exquisite highest potential? I mean, just think about that for a second. Land in my exquisite highest potential. Exquisite highest potential. Wow. That's powerful. Imagine that is you. All the time that's available. I mean, I know that all the time that's available to me, even when somehow in the moment I choose something different. And so we're going to talk about that a little bit today. So remember that self-mastery is about really getting to know and love you. Self-awareness is the beginning. How do I really do this? How am I really thinking? Where did this belief come from? Why am I anchored in it? Is that my voice in my head, or is that someone else's? Where did this come from? And why do I think it's serving me? That's the biggest question in self-awareness. Is this serving me? And even when we say, nope, not serving me, time to move on, right? Even when we do that, there has to be self-acceptance. There has to be, well, this is where I am right now. I'm still doing something that doesn't serve me. I accept that about myself. And then we go to self-love. The high vibe, baby. All love has to start in self-love. You truly can't love another when you don't love yourself, because then what you're doing is more like codependence. Like you need them to validate you, which feels like love, but not necessarily. You're actually getting approval. You're looking for someone's approval. You're looking to feel like, well, see, all these people like me. I got lots of likes and I got lots of hearts and I got lots of thumbs ups. So that must mean that I'm awesome. But really inside, there might be something associated with you and how you're doing life and how you're being you that you don't like. And so you're kind of hiding away from that and getting your validation externally. It's not bad, right? You could have both, but you got to have self-love before the external validation even actually lands. Haven't you ever noticed that people say, great job, and you're like, it wasn't a great job. So they can't overrule your own self-recrimination. That's why self-love is so important. It has to be there. Then when nobody's giving you anything, you still feel full. And when everybody's giving you stuff, it's not that important. It's a nice icing on the cake because you're already full on the inside. So what's the thing that I want to talk about today that your self-awareness, self-acceptance, and self-love will help you with? Well, last week we talked about the big whoops, like oopsie daisies, made a mistake. Well, this is another one, okay? Mistakes happen. Even people who are exquisite and exceptional at what they do don't get the basket in every time. Don't hit a home run every time. Don't run their fastest time every time. Don't make a perfect quilt every time. Don't come up with the greatest marketing slogan every time, right? Things don't always happen the way we want them to. And so one thing that happens all the time that many of us don't like happening and don't want to happen at all is change. Change. So today's topic is enough with the change already. Enough with the change. Like, haven't you ever gotten to that point where you're like, I can't take anymore? Like, I can't take anymore. And people tell me this, like it happens in threes, something happens and something happens and something happens. And then they're like, okay, good. Now I can take a break. I haven't noticed that in my own life so much. I guess I don't want to will it into being by putting my attention there. I do notice patterns, and patterns can tell us a lot about where we're vibrating and what our inner place is. Change, right? Change happens all the time. I'm not going to go into the deep data on it, but your cells are changing. There's a certain amount of time that goes by with your cellular change when you've got a whole new cellular structure inside. Your skeleton's changing. Your hair is changing. Like, it looks to me like things are standing still. Like that tree is still there. But when I look more carefully, I know that's not really what's happening. That tree is really, we've got a little Facebook Live glitch here, but we're going to keep talking because I'm recording. That tree is actually in a space of, so it looks like we're back. What happened? Well, there you go. Internet connection goes up, goes down. Let me check here what's happening with my internet. I think I've got you back, but I'm not 100% sure. You're so good to bear with me. Here we go. We're up and running again, and we're still recording, so I'm going for it. Hey, you're here, I'm here we go. So we're talking about this idea of change. We're talking about change. I think we've lost Facebook Live. So we're back. We're talking about change. Let me see if I can get us back on Facebook here. you know what? We're not going to worry about it. Ha ha ha. Change is happening right now. We're changing up the plan. So, hey, here we go. Why is change so bad? Okay. Change happens constantly, but somehow we tell ourselves it's a bad thing. Even when we get beyond some change and go, wow, this is the best thing that ever happened in my life. Why can't we remember that when the change is coming up? So here's what's going on, right? We are afraid of the unknown, the uncertainty. We somehow can't remember that we've done this dance of the unknown and this walk through the uncertainty and actually ended up on the bright side. We actually got beyond something that wasn't working for us and got to a new level of peace, love, joy, and freedom. Hallelujah. Sometimes we're just not uncomfortable being uncomfortable. One of the best things about, one of the best ways you can make yourself change fortified is to get comfortable with discomfort, to get comfortable being in a place of, this feels weird. And the more you can stand in that place, in a position of power, knowing that something's coming that's going to work for you, or knowing that you're equipped to handle it, or knowing that even if you don't know how to do it today, you're creating that bridge as you go, and you can ask for help, and it's going to be okay. And if it's not, you just do another one. Change again, right? And if we get comfortable, deeply comfortable being in the energy of change, then even looking at something that's not working and saying, oh, change it. Well, who cares? I'll just fix it. I'll just move. And the big thing, so discomfort with being uncomfortable, but also being attached to the way things are. I got to have it this way. I like it. This is my blankie. I need my whoopee. Like, remember that? Like, I don't want a new dolly. This is my favorite dolly. I remember that. I have my old Siamese cat, Kiko. I've had her for my whole life since I was tiny, and I've still got Kiko. And so it's like, I don't want to give up Kiko, and heaven forbid I throw Kiko away, as dog-eared as she is. Heaven forbid. But so being attached to things, it's got to stay the way it is, gets in the way. So first we have to get over our attachment. Okay, change. Then we have to get to the place where we can be uncomfortable we can be comfortable in the discomfort of the new, the unknown, the sort of uncertain, till we get our steps down. Like, wouldn't it be nice to remember when you took your first steps? Get our steps down, and then we move into the place where, oh, this is great. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. We're living, people. Yeah, exactly. So I've got a solve for you. I talk about this in my book. Because it's a transformational guidebook, handbook, support piece, it's all about how do you make this transformation happen in your life. It doesn't happen by knowing it needs to happen. It doesn't happen by thinking about it. Law of attraction doesn't stop with the conscious mind. It happens by changing ourselves on the conscious, subconscious, and maybe even we have to go into metaphysical, spiritual stuff and go into the unconscious. Like, we have to make a conscious choice to make the change happen. It takes some doingness along with the beingness. So the beingness of being in a space of detachment and desire to be the highest potential, the beingness of I am my highest potential, gets backed up, gets actualized, gets embodied with the doingness that's around I can do change easily and effortlessly, and I'm going for it for my highest good. Ooh, doesn't that feel empowered? I can get this done. Okay, so behavior change. They are not mine. I love the expert, Greg Ciotti. He's an expert on human behavior, productivity, habits, creative work, like how to bring this into your life. So he talks about behavior change, and I think they're brilliant, which is why I put them in the book, and I had used them for myself, and so I benefited from them, and so wanted to provide them in that resource. So behavior change. It's really simple in its brilliance. You basically connect the old idea, belief, behavior, whatever that is is not serving you. So first you identify it. Well, the way I think about this is not serving me, or the amount of sugary snacks I eat is not serving me. I'm having a sugary snack for breakfast. I'm having one mid-morning, and I'm having one late at night, right before I go to bed. And I know sugar isn't really good for me, and I'm wanting to be in a different relationship with sugar, right? So first there's the acknowledgement. Change is necessary here. It's not going to just go away. Throwing all my sugar away doesn't get it out of me. So you connect the old not serving you behavior to something that's already a part of your routine. So in that story about the sugar, I eat breakfast. I do have a mid-morning snack, and there's a routine there. And then right before I go to bed, there are things that I do right before I go to bed, or when I'm watching TV, or when I take a walk, or when I'm in my car, or first thing in the morning when I wake up, or when I'm looking at myself in the mirror when I'm brushing my teeth, when I'm at the gym, when I'm coming home from the gym. So there are all kinds of routine, habitual practices that you have in your day that you can use in order to create a behavior change. So you start there. So we're going with when I crave sugary sweets, right? So when I crave sugary sweets, I talked about 3 times, you create an if-then relationship, or if-when, or when-then, when-then, or if-then, okay? So in the morning, when I'm deciding what I want for breakfast, when I start to reach for something sugary, like a donut or something else, so you create a when-then statement, then the routine becomes a trigger for you to make a new choice, which is to invoke or double down on or stand courageously in your I want the new behavior, right? So you go to the new behavior. The situational specificity in the context that you set up, at breakfast when I'm craving this thing, that's very specific. Situational specificity really serves you. It's the linchpin to the success that we're looking for. So in that situational specificity, you can get to success a lot easier than just trying to do it on willpower. I will not eat sugary snacks, right? Sometimes we're not conscious to when we've already put some sugary snack in our mouth. We're like eating it, and then we're going, oh man, I said I wasn't going to eat sugar. Oh man, I just reached for that leftover donut or that half a cookie, right? Ugh. And then we've already done it. Then we give ourselves a whoops. And then we give ourselves a reason to beat ourselves up. And it's not supposed to be about that. It's not supposed to be about that. Okay, so I'm going to go through it again. You link a when, then, or an if, then statement to a current routine. At lunch, there's your current routine. When I crave sugary snacks, that's the trigger. That's the old trigger, crave. When I'm saying, oh, I sure would like a cookie. Or it could be when we have a group lunch and everybody pulls out their sugary snacks, right? When everyone else is ordering dessert, right? There's a trigger. Oh, I want one too. I like sugar, right? There's a trigger. So I attach to the trigger. I grab the trigger. I will, and then make your change statement. I will eat a piece of fruit instead. I will drink a glass of water instead. I will do, for me for a while, it was I will do 15 sit-ups instead. And boy, man, attaching that trigger to something like sit-ups where I'm really getting my body engaged, and sit-ups were part of where I was going with stopping eating sugar. I wanted a healthier body. I wanted a more fit body. I wanted a more tight body. It worked. But it's because I was attaching it to a trigger, not trying to use my willpower to just stop doing something. And interestingly, when we use willpower to stop doing something, right, what we're focused on is what we don't want. We're focused on not doing something, and the universe doesn't really work that way. The universe pluses up what we put our energy on, makes it easier for us to go after what we desire. That's law of attraction, law of reflection, right? So when we focus on what we want instead of resisting what we don't want, law of resistance, whatever you resist persists. Haven't you noticed? Oh my gosh, I said I was going to stop eating sugar. Now everywhere sugar's around. I'm trying not to eat sugar. Instead of saying I'm trying not to eat sugar, replace the sugar. I'm eating something instead of sugar. Yay. And you can get rid of even the instead of sugar part. I'm eating more fruit. I'm eating more protein-based snacks. I'm reaching for a protein-based snack. You are not resisting sugar in that statement. The energy feels neutral. You can do this. I believe in you. And remember, the key is no matter if you stumble or you fall, no matter if there's a whoops, that's Hump Day Happy Chat number 45 last week, no matter if there's a fall or a stumble along the way, stay focused on where you're going. Stay focused on what you want. Stay focused on how close you are to getting there. Stay focused on how many steps you've how many steps you've taken, which has closed the gap between where you are and where you're headed. Resist temptation to beat yourself up and make yourself wrong and make yourself not good enough and make yourself letting yourself down. Just love yourself through the whoops and get on with it. Get on with your happy, whole, peaceful, joyful, loving, laughing, living self. Take another step and keep on going. Change is going to happen. It isn't constant in the universe. It's constant. Energy moves. It does not stand still. You are that. Everything is that. So being able to embrace change and manage it for yourself as a part of your self-mastery equation is a key to your happiness. Yay. That's it. Sorry, Facebook. I'll post this. That's it. Hump Day Happy Chat for today. Thank you so much for joining or watching the recording because we weren't live for part of it. Many blessings from Valerie Shepherd and the Hartley Center for Mindfulness and Self-Mastery. Ta-ta now. Have a great day. Make it a great day. Create a great day. Love yourself into a great day. Bye.